Those of you that have seen my less than glowing video on No Time to Die will probably know that I'm a bit of a fan of the James Bond series and kind of a purist when it comes to the portrayal of the character. For me, Daniel Craig is about as well suited to playing the world's most famous fictional spy as Lily Singh is to delivering funny original humour. Anyway, I digress. Much as I consider Sean Connery to be the definitive Bond actor, you may be surprised to know that my favourite Bond movie actually comes courtesy of Roger Moore.
You serious?
I know, it sounds like heresy to fans of the franchise, but hear me out on this one. The Spy Who Loved Me is a fucking great movie that pretty much exemplifies everything you'd expect in a classic Bond adventure. It's got exotic locations, beautiful women, cool gadgets, memorable villains, and great action scenes. And it's all held together by a surprisingly restrained and serious performance from Roger Moore in what would turn out to be his favourite movie. So what the fuck, let's talk about it. The movie picks up with the disappearance of a British nuclear submarine. Naturally, the Brits want to know what happened to their ship, so they bring in Bond to investigate. His mission is to head to Egypt to intercept an arms deal for a tracking system that they think was used to capture their sub. But along the way, he runs into a Soviet spy named Anya who's been given a similar mission. See, it turns out that one of their subs has gone missing too. What could be behind this, I wonder? The two of them are reluctantly forced to work together to investigate the disappearances until their trail eventually leads them to shady business tycoon Karl Stromberg, played by the legendary Kurt Jurgens. Stromberg lives in an underwater city because, well, you know, of course he does. And he's been using a giant supertanker to steal nuclear submarines so he can use their missiles to start World War III. Jesus, this movie couldn't be any more Bond if it tried. Naturally, the action culminates in an epic shootout to seize control of the tanker and stop the hijacked subs before they bring about the end of the world. This movie is just fucking great fun from start to finish, delivering exactly the kind of epic globetrotting adventure you'd expect in a classic Bond film, from the Austrian Alps to the Egyptian desert to the winding coastal roads of Italy. The fight scenes, chases and action set pieces are all competently staged, and damn, the shootout on the tanker is one of the biggest in Bond history. This is also the movie that introduced us to Jaws, one of the most iconic and memorable henchmen of any Bond film, and as far as I know, the only one to ever make a return. Shame it was in such a shitty movie though. Roger Moore is generally regarded as one of the more lightweight of the Bond actors, his tenure marked by an unwelcome detour into slapstick humour and campy 70s silliness, but let's be honest here, he was looking pretty rough by the end of his run. But The Spy Who Loved Me allows him to play a much more ruthless, business-like version of Bond that's more in line with Sean Connery's style. The raised eyebrows and knowing winks at the camera are toned down here. This time he's a serious, dedicated agent that's out to get shit done at all costs. He's willing to kill people once they've given him what he wants, and the fact that he's working with a dangerous woman who wants to kill him adds an interesting new dimension to an already strong portrayal. And damn, there's even a reference to his dead wife from Her Majesty's Secret Service in a rare bit of continuity between Bond films.
Many lady friends, but married only once. Wife killed.
All right, you've made your point.
Which brings me neatly along to another big plus point in this movie. Anya Amasova is Bond's Soviet counterpart, forced to work with him for their mutual benefit, and goddamn, what a character she is. She's every bit as smart, resourceful, ruthless and determined as he is, and it's really fun watching them verbally spar with each other, trading quips and testing their considerable intellect. They don't particularly like each other and they've got a real professional rivalry going on, but complicating their relationship even more is the eventual revelation that Bond was responsible for killing her husband at the start of the movie. Anya's professional enough to set aside her personal feelings for the time being, but she promises him that as soon as the mission's over, she's gonna fucking kill him.
The mission is over, Commander.
Isn't it crazy that the Bond movies were able to do smart, capable female characters way back in the 1970s without making Bond himself look like a useless, incompetent pussy? It's almost like she's well written. Ultimately, The Spy Who Loved Me strikes the perfect balance between serious character-based drama, kick-ass action scenes, sneaky espionage, and the levity and tongue-in-cheek humour that was always such an integral part of the Bond formula. It's a million times more enjoyable than the po-faced Jason Bourne wannabe we've been lumbered with today, and it really showcases what Roger Moore's tenure as Bond could have been if the producers had only had a bit more faith in him as an actor. So in that way, it's kind of a bittersweet movie for me, a little glimpse down a promising road not taken. Either way, it's still a fun, globe-trotting, action-packed Bond adventure that never ceases to entertain me, and if you fancy a trip back to when this franchise was still allowed to be simple, escapist fun, then I recommend The Spy Who Loved Me is a great place to start. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Go away now.